Happy Thursday evening, Sooner Nation. Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. It's the first edition of Fireside Chill here with the Sooner Surge. And tonight's first topic of this new season is wonderful world of recruiting. Kevin Sperry has decommitted from the University of Oklahoma and now has turned the tide and committed to Florida State University. And I know people are just getting their head in an uproar, a frenzy, if you will, because of the world of recruiting. But here at the Sooner Surge, I think it's time to just sit by the fire and chill.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do about it. And when guys flip, sometimes that means you can go flip somebody else. And I think that's as you got a few weeks left till signing day. First of all, it wasn't the first one today. If anybody's paying attention nationally, Bryce Underwood flipped from LSU to Michigan, which we all know the contract, supposedly NIL, that he was offered. Then he said he's not going to go there. Now he's ended up going there. I think it's crazy the amount of players still that commit really early. I just don't see a reason for it. There's too much changing in college football from year to year. I mean, Sperry's a guy that's been committed a long time. And you also got another one in that next class, 2026, Jaden O'Neal, who's already committed to Oklahoma. And I just think there's so much that changes with coaching, with NIL packages, with portal. I mean, I'm just going to throw a scenario is I don't know about Kevin Sperry. I don't know why he's leaving, but you already have Arnold and Hawkins. Maybe one of them leaves. It still leaves you with one, but you're coming in 2025. How do you know he's not bringing somebody out of the portal with an OC? You don't. I mean, there's a lot of things you could try to figure out, but you know what? That's why I love chilling. I don't have to figure it out, Jerm. I can sit back, wait for a few weeks, be excited, maybe who they're going to go flip. And yeah, I can be upset and be kind of down because a guy flips. But there's nothing you can do about it. So I think it's important to maybe just stay grounded and see what happens in 2 weeks. You don't know. You don't know who OU's going to flip. You don't know who else is going to flip from this class. We all heard the talk about Michael Fasusi. He might flip, he might not. But you know what? Chill out, Sooner fans. Either way, there's nothing you can do about it.
There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And I've said this before.
Probably one thing not to do about it is go onto Twitter and say things towards players. I think it's kind of weak.
I can tell you one thing I'm not going to do is I'm never going to be duped by a 17, 18-year-old kid because they're going to do what's best for them. Athletes are not going to do what's best for you, the fans. So if they're not going to do what's best for you, the fans, why bother worrying about it, Jay? Sit by the fire.
I'm not worried about it, Jerm.
Sit by the fire and chill. There's someone else that's going to be on the radar for Sooner Nation. Who is it? Can't tell you. I don't follow it close enough, but I do think that the world of recruiting now is different than it was in the 90s, than the early 2000s. It's all about what have you done for me lately kind of thing. And it's not even about win and loss record. I said this last night on live, Jay. It's whatever a team's record is the prior season, in my opinion, has no bearing on if an athlete's going to go there or not. Okay? It just doesn't. And with Underwood and Sperry, I think that's even proven it a little bit. Michigan and Florida State aren't beating a lot of teams this year, but yet they just landed two pretty good players.
Yeah, and you mentioned those two, but you could go down the list of 4 and 5 star guys over the last 3 weeks to a month that have flipped. Okay. And I think it's going to go up every year. I think this is going to be more of like the norm. And that's why I think the word commitment. Now I say this lightly because out of the OU class for 2025, there's probably going to be a high percentage of the quote commitments that do end up at OU. So I don't want to use that too lightly, the word commitment. But when you get up to the real, maybe the 4 or 5 star guys, when they commit really early, it's almost, it feels like this, Jeremy, it almost feels like and this is probably a fan base thing. I don't know if it's this way, coaches, probably not. But as a fan base, you're feeling like, got to hold on. Just got to hold on tight, keep them, not let them flip. When, guys, the reality is some of these players, whether they're committed to Oklahoma or not, if you're a 5-star offensive lineman, if you're a 5-star quarterback, you may be committed to Michigan, wherever. It doesn't matter. Up until signing day, you're going to get so many things thrown your way, with whether it be NIL, whether it be the fact that there's 2 weeks left in the season and you have Oklahoma hiring an OC, Florida State hiring an OC, and I mean, you could go down the list. There's a lot more teams than that. But I'm just saying a lot of these teams are still trying to figure out who their offensive coordinator is going to be. Who Kevin Sperry committed to is not at Oklahoma. Okay? And I know the whole saying, players commit to some people say, well, players, they should be committing to the school. Guys, that's not real. It's not a real thing. I think the majority of people commit with relationships to coaches. Now, you have a number that just want to go play at OU. That's been their dream. That's what they want to do, and that's awesome. But I think a lot of kids, it's not that. It's more about relationships, NIL, and if your coaches aren't there who recruited you, I think when Jeff Lebby left, a lot of people thought maybe Sperry. And is he still going to go to OU? I don't know. And it's been, you haven't heard a whole lot about it, and then just kind of out of a thief of the night, here goes Sperry to Florida State, and I think a lot of people probably thought he wasn't coming to OU, but who knows? I, as a fan and not as a person that follows recruiting that close, I can say this: when I saw it tonight, I was like, "Oh, interesting." Then I went back to eat my dinner. Wasn't a big deal because there's not a whole lot I can do. Now, you can be like, "Oh, that stinks," which yeah, it does. And I will say this: for the ones that say, man, what a get for Oklahoma. Kevin Sperry committed to Oklahoma. This is massive. And those same people literally tonight are saying, I wasn't really impressed with him, wasn't really excited about him coming to OU. It doesn't mean that much to me. I think that's foolishness, because that's just going by the seat of your pants and doing whatever you were happy when they got him. When he leaves, you're not happy. I don't like that attitude of you. That's why I'm just sitting here and going to chill either way.
Jay, I'm chilling too, and you're exactly right on that. You're exactly right on that. Why have the change of attitude? Here's what I know. I don't know why Kevin Sperry went to Florida State. Do they have an OC in mind, and they've already talked about it? Absolutely could. He's going there not knowing who the OC is. That seems kind of ridiculous to me. Tells me I think he knows who the OC is going to be.
You think he knows who the OC is at OU?
Or he knows who the OC is going to be at Oklahoma. Okay, but that's on another night. That's all for another night. Tonight, Sooner fans, sit back, go by the fire. It's getting chilly in Oklahoma. Get you a nice cup of cocoa or coffee, whatever you want to drink, and just chill, because recruits are going to make this decisions. And I'll say this to end this: I will never be shocked about something that a recruit does in their decision. Best of luck to Kevin Sperry. Best of luck to all those who are seeking out, where to go play their collegiate career in hopes of one day playing in the league. But I know one thing: I'll just be chilling here by the fire. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Sooner Surge. We'll see you next time at Fireside Chill.